You ever think about what prevents you from doing something? Like, let's use the example of the fishing license, okay? What is it that prevents you from putting a line in the water just because it's been passed that you have to give up these little slips of currency to have your little name signed to put a line in an area to pull a certain type of fish out of the ground? What is it that compels you to go and follow through with that? Same thing for a hunting license. Is it necessarily the threat of what the authorities would do to you? Like, are you afraid that you'll be detained? Are you afraid that in the case of Florida, are you afraid that you would lose on your property? Like, would they take away your rifle or your truck? Or are you afraid of the loss of your freedom? What is it that compels you to follow authority? If it's because you're afraid of a loss of freedom, well, that's just the wrong reason to do it. I believe many of the laws of our land, their original purpose was noble. I believe originally, things like hunting licenses and fishing licenses and land management and forest management started out as a very good idea, but then ended up being the framework for what somebody could abuse or use it as an opportunity to control other people, which is, man, how many times is that what people really want in the end, is just to control someone else? I don't have a problem with, say, a restriction on speckled trout, because while I may have enjoyed pulling speckled trout out of the water, by golly, I'd like for there to be some speckled trout left when my children want to get a line in the water. That's when I think a law makes sense. And that's when I don't have a problem with following it. If the only reason why you're doing something and the only reason why you're towing the line, so to speak, is out of fear of losing, then you don't even have anything in the first place. If you guys would check out John Locke, you'd understand that core freedom is not something necessarily that can be taken away. It has to be given. When I mention things like rights, they're within you. Like, oh, gee whiz, the law enforcement officer pulled me over and I didn't know what my rights are. Well, how about my rights are everything? Did I personally sign a little thing that says that you can pat me down, touch me, go into my pockets? And was it in big letters that I could understand? No? Well, then don't do it. What, are you going to force yourself on me? You're going to have to force yourself on me. Do you have the right to come into my house? No, I didn't sign anything that says that. You're going to have to force your way in. You may not enter. One of my good friends is a police officer, and he can't even tell you how many times, if a person had known their rights, then they wouldn't have had anything on that person. Keep it in mind. Remember, freedom is not something that can be given. By someone else. It has to just be given away by you, because it's in you the whole time. You are born of free will. You continue to be of free will. And man, with a few exceptions, most everything we do is a choice. Even when it doesn't seem like it. We chose to get out of bed this morning. We chose to play video games till 1 o'clock in the morning. We chose to drink a beer. We chose to do drugs. It's all choices. And each time you make a choice, you're exercising those freedoms. don't take that for granted. Please don't take that for granted, because there's so many people that are so far away from that have never been taught that they wouldn't know the difference if it was dancing on their face. See y'all later.